Today's episode of BNN.
A look on Inside Sports Journalism team.
A dive into Logan Bob's passion for collecting DVDs.
A spotlight on Miss Pastrana's journey as the health office clerk.
And BNN starts now. Good morning, Bulldogs! Welcome back to another episode of BNN. I'm your anchor, Jared Acosta.
And I'm your anchor, Kai Chow.
It's finally Friday. How was your week?
I had a busy week, but I'm excited to rewatch a great show, Cobra Kai, on Netflix.
What about pulling about old DVD? You know, like watching a Disney movie, maybe an old rom-com?
Well, later in the show, Owen Colwick shares with us the community's opinions on streaming services over DVDs. Bulldogs, scan the QR code on the screen to give us your thoughts and opinions on DVDs and streaming services.
We'll share a couple answers at the end, and the selected options will receive a small treat in their third period class. Now, to start off news for this week, our juniors have been hard at work with the CAST test. This is a standardized statewide test that helps students to see where they place in math, English, and science. If you meet or exceed the standards, you'll be entered to win a raffle with various prizes. Good luck to all our juniors.
Dodgeball applications are due today in the ASB office. There is a bracket of 16 teams with 8 players to them. Teams are first come, first serve, so make sure you find who you want to play with.
Next Monday, prom tickets go on sale. Permission slips are available in the ASB office. Early bird prices are $115 with ASB, $130 without, and $135 for guests. Don't be late and miss out on early bird prices. I hope to see all you juniors and seniors there.
Renaissance is hosting their annual West Coachella this evening. Come by to see various films, music, and art showcases. Clubs and organizations will also be selling food and drinks at the event. Tickets are $10 at the door, or you can find a Renaissance member to purchase one in advance.
You know who's an awesome group on campus? Insight Sports Team. Recently, Insight began a sports team to recognize student athletes in a much trendier way.
Amia Sawyer recently got the chance to capture some insight on our sports journalists. Take it away, Amia.
Insight is a student-ran media class devoted to providing accurate, timely, and relevant information to our campus and community. Insight has 4 editors to help produce well-written content. We got the chance to talk to the digital editor, Flor Guerrero.
Insight is important to the school and community, not only because it helps you voice your opinions and thoughts on a specific occurrence, but it helps you grow as a person, and it gets everything out that's important to the public view.
Other than what Insight has to offer, Editor-in-Chief Katie Castillo is the first to create a sports team devoted to showcasing student athletes.
I started a sports team because I feel like student athletes need more recognition on campus, and before I leave and graduate high school, I wanted to start something that can continue when I leave, and I feel like sports team could grow and continue once I graduate.
With the sports team being a new program, members are learning and growing as they cover sports on a daily basis. We talked to a sports team member, Natalie Flores, to get insights on what they do and why they do it.
I joined the sports team because I really enjoy getting to cover games and finding out more about what students have to offer in an athletic way. After the sports team was created, I definitely saw more of an impact on the way student athletes try to perform.
Thank you to Insight for continually providing current and engaging news and entertainment to our community. Make sure to go check out their sports team at dogpound_insider. This is Amia Sawyer with BNN.
Thanks, Amia, for the look at the Inside Sports Team. The NCAA's March Madness started this week. The favorites for the tournament is the Houston Cougars in the South, North Carolina Tar Heels in the West, the University of Purdue in the Midwest, and the defending champs, the UConn Huskies in the East. So far, the biggest upset being the ranked 14 Oakland beating the ranked 3 Kentucky. This one being Oakland's first ever in the competition. Go Zags!
Despite the droughts that California experiences, we may observe a super bloom during this spring because of all the rainfall we have been getting in the winter. The blooming event usually happens in areas with high elevations, such as Chino Hills State Park. It is going to be one beautiful spring this year. On a side note, if you didn't get the chance to share your opinion about DVDs and streaming services, scan the QR code right now. I definitely recommend Heartstopper on Netflix for a nice season-changing rom-com.
On a different note, I'm sure many of you have had to go to the health office at one point during high school.
You know, Jared, I had to go this morning. I tripped going up the stairs in the T building.
How'd you manage that? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be all right, but we don't talk about my hand-eye coordination. Getting back on track, Amia Sawyer, Katie Castillo, and I recently spoke to Miss Pastrana about her experience working as the health office clerk. Off to you, Katie.
Our campus provides many resources, including the Wellness Center, counselors, advisors, and so much more. Our health office is run by Ms. Pastrana, who has been in the position for about 8 years. She shares her experiences as being a resource for the students here at West Covina High School.
I'm not a school nurse. We don't have a full-time nurse assigned to our school or to most of our schools. So I am the health clerk.
Ms. Pastrana has multiple years of working in the school district. Not only has she worked in the health office, she specialized in special ed and has worked as an office clerk.
I help our students when they come in through that door. So my job is to listen to them, see what's wrong, and help them feel better.
Over the years, she has made several connections with our students. As one of her closest friends on campus, Ms. Sihai Nuk gave us insight on Ms. Pastrana's character.
I have probably known her since the early 2000s, and I've worked with her in different areas. She is the sweetest, nicest person, and she is willing to help.
We're here for a reason. We might get sick, we might be healthy, we might have a good, a bad day, but every day is a new day.
Thank you to Ms. Pastrana for an insight and wisdom. Don't hesitate to talk to her if you're feeling unwell. This is Katie Castillo with BNN.
I'm glad we have such an amazing health office on campus, especially since Kylie's a little accident prone.
Moving on, Jared, are you more of a movies or are you more of a DVDs or streaming service type of guy?
I'd say more of a streaming service guy. I basically live on HBO Max watching Studio Ghibli films.
A classic is Back to the Future. I love watching the trilogy on DVD.
If you haven't scanned the QR code, here's your last chance to scan it.
Recently, Owen Colwick got the chance to interview Logan Bob, an avid collector of DVDs despite the trend of streaming services taking over the internet. Let's head over to Owen.
Blockbuster will close all of the sayings.
And we are saying RIP to DVDs and Blu-ray.
The Netflix DVD service is going dark.
DVDs, the innovation of 1995 that changed the way we viewed our favorite movies. But with how far we've come in technology, are they still relevant today?
Streaming services such as Netflix, you pay a subscription plan and then you get it as long as you keep paying it. And then you get the movies on there, but sometimes they take the movies off to put on different movies. But with DVDs, you buy it and then it's yours forever, or as long as it still works.
Netflix remaining as the biggest player in the video streaming space with over 260 million subscribers allows many to feel at home and used to streaming becoming the new normal.
How do you feel about streaming services taking over the DVD market?
I actually really like it because then all of my services are in one place.
You might as well just buy the streaming services so you can watch it repeatedly or as much as you want instead of buying the DVD and it's just more money.
Physical media, it's pretty cool, and what if the apocalypse happens, your streaming services are not going to work.
Despite that nostalgic feeling you get when inserting a DVD into your DVD player, that feeling isn't able to withstand the drastic change of viewing movies.
They'll always be there. There'll always be people who don't have access to certain streaming services and they're like, oh, I'll buy the DVD so I can still watch it. I was kind of like that for a while. I didn't have super many streaming services because I like DVDs so much. My uncle bought me a bunch of the old Pokemon movies and I would pop them in my little DVD player and I would watch them all the time. It's a memory that I'm like, oh hey, I have this memory with my uncle. He bought this for me and it's a good memory to be attached to.
Man, I never thought the DVDs could be so cool. Might have to go pick some up of my favorite movies.
Let's see what our campus thinks about DVDs and streaming services. Senior Charlize Cardona said that they prefer DVDs because they are nostalgic, especially Disney's DVDs, like my favorite movie, WALL-E.
Freshman Owen Reed says he likes streaming services because they're easier to use.
Ryan Nguyen, sophomore, said that he prefers streaming services because nowadays most shows and movies run exclusively on streaming services.
Personally, I enjoy streaming services more because they're easier to use.
Nice. Before we end today's episode, if you're interested in joining BNN next year and missed the previous info meeting, we will be hosting another info meeting today at lunch in T204. Find out how you can be part of an awesome crew.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, Bulldogs. If you want to rewatch this episode or any previous episodes, make sure to follow us on Instagram at WCHS_digital media or subscribe to our YouTube channel, WCHS Digital Media.
With that being said, I'm your anchor, Kylie Chow.
And I'm your anchor, Jared Acosta. And we'll see you next time on BNN.